Hey everyone, welcome to the review. This week was kind of swingy, but mostly IWM with the pullback. Everyone else didn't really go for it. It went sideways and up, and we had that bullish day on Friday. So for next week, I think we begin the OPEX pullback. We could go higher, we could go sideways. I honestly don't know. The situation is similar to June pre-OPEX, in which we squeezed going into the end the OPEX, but that was mostly because it was a quarterly OPEX and we went above the JPM collar and people got squeezed. This not being a quarterly, JPM collar is 450. I don't think we will be able to do it, but there's a possibility that we can go a bit higher to 443, maybe 445 at the extreme before we begin the OPEX pullback. And I've talked about this in the past as well. The AVWAP from the recent low is very important and it's often retested. This is very steep. I drew some continuation manually here to showcase how it would work. So I think we have the potential to go a bit higher, and then we begin the pullback, and the target will be tagging this low AVWAP. I think we stay relatively weak for at least another week. So next week we should begin the pullback, I don't know, on Wednesday or Friday. We have of expiration on Wednesday or Thursday. Then we stay weak for another 5, 6 days, like until the 27, 28, something like this. And we begin the year-end rally at the end of the month, beginning of December. And target for year-end rally is 450. But we went too high too fast, and we have a setup that will give us a large pullback in January, and I'll show why in a second. And then we give some examples of AVWAP retest from the lows. Tag here, then tag here. We even went below it. Almost a tag here. Up very fast, and then we double tagged it, went a bit above it, but eventually moved higher. Even on the highs, it happens. And now we just pass to the AVWAP here, but I think we will go back below it relatively quickly. But this is my expectation for the next couple of weeks. More up sideways kind of thing, and don't turn bearish too early. Now let's look at positioning. Then there's still room for more upside in equities, but there's also room for a pullback. So that's why I think we can potentially go to 443, 445 Monday or Tuesday, and then we begin the OPEX pullback starting mid late next week. So this is SPY. It's at 68. QZ is at 76. IWM is looking okay with the higher low here. Yeah, Apple has a bit more room. Tesla has a lot of room because it's near the 3-month lows. Microsoft is at 96, but I think it can still go a bit higher. Google is okay. Amazon is at 98, but I think it will go marginally higher. And some is at the lows. Netflix also very high at 93. Nvidia very high at 84. And Meta very high at 91. So the higher we go, the more likely the pullback from OPEX to be more substantial. I think something like 5-6% will be on SPY. How much would this be? Just 3? No, this is way too little. This would be a bit strange. If this, if SPY pulls back this only 3%, then it means like 5-6% on mega caps. Let's say Apple. Yeah, that's fine. And we should have relative strength in IWM maybe, something like that. That makes to make it make sense. Okay, so Apple has a bit of room to go to 190, 186 now, and it has a horizontal range set up for the future. We can consider this to be a deviation. Then Nvidia is set up to go to 500 and then have a pullback pre-earnings. I'm assuming, I mean, expectation for earnings and where stock price is will make it drop. Like let's say it goes to 520 for argument's sake before earnings, then it has to have incredible earnings for it to make sense for it to go even higher. And that seems unlikely, being that the high expectations made it go up that much before earnings. Tesla with a higher low, somewhat of a reverse head and shoulders. Should go up quite a bit to 260 into year end maybe. Google has room until 136. Not that much. 145 and gets rejected. Microsoft, it has sort of a breakout on Friday, but this is not a healthy breakout. This will 100% get rejected in a couple of days. The most it can do is something like this, like do a bit of a consolidation above and then it will go below and accelerate down. The similar situation takes a bit of room until 453, 54. Some is doing something that almost exactly what I expected. Maybe even a bit more push down to 102 or something, and then it should reverse up. Oil is, it was looking like it will bounce as well for the week, holding 70, 75, and this still stands. I can delete this one. Don't think it will go lower next week. So it should go back to 81-ish. 20-year had a uber bullish day that gave us that red day in market, and I don't think it it can go down that much next week because we have CPI and it should come in hot and push yields a bit higher again. Basically, this moves here. Still think we are set up to do something like this, but it just got delayed. So let me show you positioning for into year end. January is the largest expiration of the year for mega caps for individual names. Let's do Apple. And this is what Apple looked like on Friday. This is OI and this is Delta. As you can see, there's little put Delta and there's a lot of OI that is expiring in the next 3 months. with January being the largest expiration because it's the yearly expiration. And when people buy LEAPS, they usually buy for the January expiration because it's available with a lot of time ahead of many years ahead of time. So what usually happens is that positioning is very extreme uh, going into year end, and we have a huge expiration in January that usually consists like 40-50% of the whole of delta, and this causes a reversal. So let's look at what happened on 21. This was 2021 on the 30th of December. You can see with the indicator this is huge. It's like 40% of all of this, and this would have expired very soon. So this is a huge expiration as well. And what happened in 2021 when this expired? We got a huge reversal down here. Basically, this is the 30th, and we started a pullback. Then in 2022, this was the OI, and we had a huge amount of put delta. And as we went into January, we had a huge reversal. So the low was almost exactly no, it wasn't the 30th. It is here. So we got to the 30th and we had a huge reversal up because of that expiration in January. And now we are set up for this exact same thing. If we look at 2021, so 11 and 10, 21. This looks somewhat similar to today. Like you can see from the same equivalent date that we had in 2021, that it looks very similar to what we have today. There was a bit more put delta then because the price was a bit lower. I think it was something around here. So we had a huge rally into year end, and it's possible to get something like this, not like this, but go higher into year end as well. But if we reach year end with like the next expiration in January being like 40%, 50% of the delta, which is going to be the case almost for sure, then we are set up for a huge reversal down in January. And we will be prepared for that. Just be patient. The big short is coming. Until then, priority is not losing money and trying to make some money going forward. And this goes in hand with RSP over SPS, so equal weight over um, regular SPX, which is going more and more extreme. So money is consolidating more and more into mega caps, and people are not learning from positioning mistake. They are doubling down on mega caps, and we see that last last week's rally is mega cap driven. It's likely that we will continue to be mega cap driven for the rest of the year as well. I mean, the other pieces of the market will go up as well, but not as much as mega caps. And because of that, uh, when the pullback comes, it will be substantial and it will bring everything down. Because if mega caps go down, the entire market goes down. What could prevent this is if we have an IWM driven rally, we get like 2-3% days, multiple 2-3% days in IWM, and SPY goes up 1%, 0.5. But what we're seeing here with QQQ leading is not something that is healthy, given where we are now. And if we end the year on that note with QQQ strength and IWM underperformance, prepare for the worst come January, because extreme positioning will get extreme reversals. And like I said, if mega caps fall, everything else will fall. Okay, that's it for this week. Have a good one. Bye bye.